All right, we're going to do function operations, page 252 in your workbook. There are some notes along the side that you may want to hit pause and write down in your notebook as well, because the notation today is harder than anything else. What we're actually doing is not too bad. Okay, so when it says f plus g, all I'm doing is adding the two functions together. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit because this is a little zoomed out. I have 2x squared plus 7x minus 1. And I want to add to that, so a plus sign, 3 minus 2x. So that's a positive 3 minus 2x. Notice I line those up with the like terms. So these were like terms. That's why I switched the order of the two, even though it says 3 minus 2x, okay? But that's going to help me add straight down. So 2x squared plus nothing is 2x squared. 7x plus negative 2x is positive 5x. And then negative 1 plus 3 is 2. Okay? If I then ask something along the lines of this, where I have a number, that seems hard. It's not. All I'm doing is everywhere that there's an x, I'm going to sub in the number 1. I'm going to do that math. So 1 squared is 1 times 2 is 2, plus 5 plus 2 is 9. So not too bad. For subtraction, it's the same idea. So the f function comes first. Make sure order does matter for subtraction. Minus this time. The 3 is going to line up under the constant. The negative 2x is going to line up under the x. So bring 2x squared all the way down. 7x minus negative 2x is positive 9x, because a minus and a minus is plus. Negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4. Okay. Same idea. If I ask for a number here, two squared is 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 18 minus 4, which is 22. All right, multiplication works the same way. I'm not going to go through both of those because the idea is the same. Like for this one, you would plug in an 8, plug in an 8, and then multiply both of those answers. If it's just in terms of x, I may do something like the box method. So x minus 1 times 3x minus 1. So reminder, I am multiplying across and down. I'm doing that for each one there. Okay, you get the idea. That got too dark. I'm going to undo that. But yeah, so my final answer would be 3x squared minus 4x plus 1. And last but not least, let's look at division. So this one's tricky because a lot of times we can factor and not all of us remember factoring, so that's never fun. But remember to factor, we ask what two numbers multiply to get the last number and add to get the first number. So to factor, I put x as my first term. The two numbers that multiply to get negative 18 and add to get negative 3 are negative 6 and positive 3. So that's what f of x equals. So if I do f divided by g, that just means I'm going to do the top divided by the bottom. Okay, easy enough. You may notice that it simplifies. The x plus 3's can cancel, and I can get x minus 6 as my final answer. I don't have to have the parentheses there anymore. I do need the x, though. That wasn't supposed to be erased. The last thing that I will say is for the domain, notice we have this little stipulation here. G of x cannot equal 0. So let's say, remember g of x currently equals x plus 3. Oops, I did that wrong. It cannot equal 0. It currently equals x plus 3. So if I solve that, I get x cannot equal -3. So that is my domain. Meaning that my answer will always be some number minus 6, except if it's -3. If I tried to plug in -3 to that original equation or the original expression, I would get undefined or an error in my calculator, so it wouldn't work. And so that is how you add, subtract, multiply, and divide functions.